All right, I think we got it. I think I got it. I had to close out all these daggone apps. I said maybe that was slowing it down. Y'all give me one moment. Let me get my background up. There we go. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? And this is what's going to happen when we try to change TikTok. So, this is, get ready. So welcome in, everybody. Make sure y'all tap that screen. Make sure you share this out to everyone. My favorite way to do it is to hold down the host box where it says Town Hall. Hold that down. And you're going to get a whole stream of people. Just hit send. Not only gives you more people to send it out to, because if you do it through the arrow, it only lets you do 15 people. But you could do more people that way, and it shows in the totals. When you do it from the arrow, it only shows it as one share. So if you click on the host box where it says Town Hall and hit send, that's how we get them share numbers up. So y'all make sure y'all doing it that way. I'm going to go ahead and do mine. And let's see. Let's send it out to all these wonderful people I know. All right. Y'all come on in. Like I said, make sure you tapping the screen. Make sure you're sharing this out. Make sure you send your daily heart me. Send this to everybody. And then if you click more at the bottom, you can send it to even more people. But that's when they say it also limits you to 15 people. So, but that's okay. Like I said, the more people we send this out to, the better. And you. All right. So as y'all see, it went up to 75. Like I said, that's the way you're going to get them numbers up, them share numbers up. So click on the host box and make sure you hit send. We can get these share numbers up. If you do it through the through the arrow, it's only going to count as one share, even though you sent it to 15 people. So let's get them share numbers up. Tonight we will be talking to Miss Melissa McDonough, I think. Melissa McDowell, and she is running for Texas's 38th congressional district. So she's tried to go to the Capitol too. We love our congressmen and women coming in. Hey, Joni, and sitting and chatting with us, because while they are running for their district, I can read it, Ayana. I just might not have said it properly. Did I not say it properly? McDonough, McDowell. I'm gonna ask her. All your exes live in Texas. See, y'all, cause you met your husband and that was a wrap. What did you talking about? I thought it was McDowell, but it could have been. Okay. we'll go with McDowell. She, like I said, she's running for a congressional seat in Texas, 38th district. And like I said, we're so happy to get these folks in here, because this could be our 120th Congress members. And they are going to be in charge of making sure we hold folks accountable come next term, that we actually ratify some laws, and possibly, and this is just my opinion only, this is not the opinion of OVC, we do a real get him out of here impeachment. Oh, Miss Trish, this is your district? Yes. Well, that is great. McDonough. See, that person said it's McDonough. I'm going to ask her. All right. And if y'all happen to see Miss Melissa, I'm going to be safe and just call her Melissa. In the comments, make sure y'all, oh, I see her. Boom. Sending you an invite now, Miss Melissa. So just accept that invite and come on up and have a conversation with me. While she coming up, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about what I've learned about Melissa. She, again, is a Texas business leader, community advocate, and a Democratic candidate for Texas's 38th Congressional District. Melissa was born in Marietta, Ohio, and has been in Harris County, Texas, for nearly 30 years. So I think she got a right to run for Texas. She has nearly 30 years of experience as a realtor and more than 20 years as a brokerage owner and manager. She is deeply committed to public service. Melissa has volunteered as a Harris County election judge. She's mentored small business owners and led local school, church, and community initiatives. She is a wife of a cybersecurity engineer and a mother of two brilliant sons who obtained careers at the Justice Department. No, not the Justice Department. I'm sorry, the Department of Defense. So I'm curious to know if they're still there. Her candidacy focuses on the purple solution. Instead of reaching across the aisle, we should eliminate the aisle and focus on common sense solutions. That is her pledge there. That's what she feels. So, like I said, we're going to go, I'm going to see if I can invite her again. And Miss Melissa, if you on a computer, it's probably not going to let you come up on a live. You have to be on a tablet or phone. So if you're trying to connect via a computer, you may not be able to get in. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to get in. So while we wait on her, make sure y'all tap that screen. Again, send this out, share this out to everyone that you know, or maybe even just the people you like. And we can get this party started. We're going to have a great conversation, especially if you know someone that's in Texas, District 38. That's down there around where Jasmine was. I think she was somewhere like 33, 35, something like that. So that's down in that area, in the Dallas area, I believe. So she, again, is mostly Harris County. So Jazz was District 30. Okay. I don't live in Texas. Thank you, my Texans. Thank you, my Texans. All right. Let's see. Miss Melissa, let me know when you're ready. You can just come on up. Hit the invite. Meanwhile, I want to make sure everybody out there knows that they need to register to vote. If you have not registered, you still have time to register before these midterms, before these primaries. I need you to Google this wonderful thing we have in our hands. It's a mini computer. And if you don't know when your primary is, type in midterm primaries. And it will definitely give you, you can even put midterm primary in the state you're in. It's going to let you know when your primary is. So I want you all to do that. Make sure that you are fully aware of when you can vote, when you should vote, if you can vote from your home, your couch, or you have to go out that day. That's important to know. Oh, it's actually a suburb of Houston. Okay. Well, I loved Houston. I lived in Louisiana for a long time, and we traveled our little 4 hours to Houston a few times. So Houston was one of my favorite places to go. Harris County does sound familiar to now that I think about it. So again, we're just waiting on Miss Melissa, and we're gonna find out if it's Miss McDonough, McDowell, you know, that southern, the South just put some vowels together and make it a word. I promise you, because we don't even want to talk about bow and go. No, we don't. So the South will take some vowels, put them together, and make a word. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Miss Banks. How are y'all doing this evening? I love Melissa has a page. I believe it's her website or one of the what did I see this on? Was it on her Facebook page? I think it's on her Facebook page. She has like her background on it. I think it was where it's a picture. Nope, that wasn't it. But it's a picture of her. Oh, here it is. It has Jasmine. It has Marquette Green Scott and Siobhan Hedgepeth, which we will be having soon. She's coming here too, Miss Siobhan, and herself. And I thought that was awesome. And then we also have a Catherine Fleming Bruce. I guess she's also running. Amanda Edwards. And this says, vote, run, sister, run. So these are congressional candidates. Well, as we know, Jasmine has decided to run for Senate, which is still the Congress. But Marquette Green Scott, or Marquette, Siobhan Hedgepeth, and Melissa McDonough, Catherine Fleming Bruce, Amanda Edwards. So these are some of the women that are grouping together to campaign together for Texas. Well, she's not in the queue. I had sent her an invite, and I'm gonna delete the invite and resend it. See if that changes things. Not grab them by the midterms. Yes, indeed. Yes, we do. That's what we go do, whether they like it or not. So yes, like I said, we have a group of women in Texas who are campaigning together for a better, more softer Texas. A better, softer Texas, right? Called Run Sister Run Pack. The Run Sister Run Pack. So, we talk a lot about packs, right? And that term has gotten such a bad rep because, but can't go live. I did invite you to join. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. Let me see, Miss Melissa. All right, hold on. Like Miss Melissa, if you're on a computer, it won't let you go live on a computer. So you have to be on a phone or a tablet. So if you're trying to get on with a computer, it won't let you. Let me see here if I can send it this way. All right, so I sent you the invite. You just have to hit the accept. Okay, you said a tablet. All right. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm sending you the TikTok is just not wanting to cooperate today. It took me a minute to even get in here, and then it took a second to get on. So I'm gonna take away the invite. Oh yes, so John Henry. We do a new candidate every night. We do a town hall with a new candidate every night. These people, you could go to, we double check whether or not they're actually running by going through Ballotpedia, because you have to register to run, and Ballotpedia is on top of everyone that has registered to run for anything. So we do our due diligence and make sure we have real candidates. So make sure you follow us and come back when for all the town halls. Like I said, we have another one this evening, so just stick around and you will be very much impressed and more informed, which is our goal. So I'm gonna send you another invite, Miss Melissa. Okay. Here we go. So I sent you another invite. And all you have to do is hit the accept. Oh, there's only one tonight. I'm sorry. I'm so used to us having these double headers. I thought we had another one. I thought we had another one. I guess I'm not wrong. So thank you. Thank you, Texas, for all Texans. I'm gonna be talking Miss Texas for all Texans. Are you running? I believe you're running too, right? You with the sister run pack. Like I was saying, that the the word pack gets such a bad name, but there are some good packs out here. And because if I decided to create a pack, I'm not corporate, I'm not corrupt, but I could create a pack that will donate to candidates to help support them. So we have to get off of the no pack money stuff, because you need money to run. I don't care you need money for everything else, to live in your house, to drive your car, to eat every day. You need money. So these candidates need money, and we shouldn't shame them into not taking money. Going the wrong way. And so again, all packs aren't bad packs, but when you have the big corporate packs, that's when you run into a problem, and most likely they're going to want some interest taken care of. So here we go. Let's try this one more time. I'm going to go ahead and undo it and send, or maybe I'm going to say maybe the host should send it. Can the host send the invite? Maybe that's going to be the difference. Because like I said, I be glitching. I'm in my office and the light then went out. Hello, Miss Alice. Hello, everyone. We're going to get started in just a minute. I do want to remind everyone about our vote counts. We are. So just so you know, Mr. John Henry, let me tell you about us, okay? Our Vote Counts is a nonpartisan coalition of citizens from diverse states and backgrounds, united by a shared commitment to empowering voters and promoting candidates who stand for integrity, inclusion, and accountability in the upcoming elections. Formed by a collective of educators, veterans, small business owners, students, and community advocates, our vote count represents the strength of unity across geography, race, and ideology. While our stories are different, our mission is the same: to ensure that every voice is heard and every vote truly counts. Through voter education, candidate outreach, and community engagement, we support leaders who are ready to serve the people, not special interests. By working across state lines and elevating local and national issues, we aim to increase voter turnout, inform public dialogue, and build momentum for lasting change. Our Vote Counts is more than just a name. It is a promise, and it's a movement and a rallying cry for democracy. So together we can shape the future, one informed vote at a time. Okay? So that's who we are as Our Vote Counts. I am Melanie. You know what? I am not Melanie right now, but I know I came in here on Melanie. This is crazy. TikTok is tripping. I know I came in here on Melanie, y'all. TikTok tripping. I'm Melanie, aka Buttermail, and we are Our Vote Counts. Want to see? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? All right. No, Blessed, I'm trying to tell you I switched before I came. All right. So did we send an invite? I don't know what's going on. I can't even send the dang invite no more. Wow. I don't know. All right, y'all. We trying to get some technical difficulties handled over here. In the meantime, let me see something. Mm-hmm. Nope, they've gone. Just trying to see if oh, Miss Liz, I need you to come on up here because I got some questions for you, lady. Yes, y'all. We working it out. We are working it out. Y'all just be patient with us, and we're gonna get Melissa up here as soon as we can figure out what's going on with TikTok. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, if you can see me and you're here with us, so we wouldn't been able to send you the link. Multi-step authorization that's not getting. Oh, you might not have gone live before, but it still should have still let you come up. Yes, this is a town hall via TikTok where we ask the candidates some poignant questions, get to know them a little bit more so that you make an informed decision. Mr. or Mrs. Defiant, are you a Texas resident? All right. So Miss Melissa, you saying when the invite is sent and you hit accept, it's asking you to verify some things? Are you from San Antonio? Awesome, awesome. Okay. Well, yeah, I believe she's in District 38. Defiant, do you know which district of Texas you're in? Oh, 20. Okay. That was one of the things, shortly after the election, I went down this road of going state by state and learning about the districts of each state and how many seats each state has in the Congress. And when I found Texas is one of the ones that's up there, I mean, between Texas and California, like they basically run the Congress. They have a lot of seats in Congress, so it's one of the most important states in our union. For that reason, a lot of the people coming out of Texas are going to be in charge of our laws. So it is important that we do a nice focus on Texas, in my opinion, and California for that fact. One is red, one is blue. So these are the people. I know, and I learned that too, Defiant, that there actually are more registered Democrats in Texas than there are Republicans. And right under them, like literally it's like 40, 30, 30, or something to that effect. And that other 30 is unaffiliated. So you have a huge population of people who are unaffiliated with either party, and they are the ones that really tilt the state one way or the other. So we'll see. The way this is panning out right now, Texas just might be blue, just like they got some snow. Texas just might be blue come 2026, and that'll be an amazing thing. And it'll be a real what is it? What does he always say? A mandate. It'll be a real mandate. Yeah, I don't know. That's what you feeling. That's what you're hearing in Texas. That they picking sides. So come on, Texas. Jasmine Crockett did a telephone town hall in San Antonio. Okay, did you attend? Were you on the call? That'd have been cool. Well, our vote counts. OVC are a collective of people from all over the United States. I mean, from West Virginia to California. We are from all over the states. Me personally, I am in the DC area. My physical address though is Maryland, but I'm in the DMV. But our vote counts is a group of people, and we are from all over. We're from the Midwest to the West to the West Virginia. We even got the Northeast, someone in Massachusetts. So yes, we are from all over this this nope, not continent, this country. The country. Yes, y'all. Well, we've been trying to get Miss Melissa connected, and unfortunately, it doesn't look as if she's able to connect. I believe her page may be fairly new, and she would have to do the things to unlock the live stuff. I don't know why she's not live. It should just let her come up, but it is giving us a hard time. I'm gonna send the invite one more time, and Melissa, if you see it says join their live, just hit confirm. And if not, try to go out of the live, like completely out of this live, and come back. Because that's what I had to do. That's what I had to do in order to come on. I had to come out of it, close up some windows, and then come back into it. So try that. Okay. Okay, hold on. Who is this? Mr. Ramirez? You from Texas too? Okay. We got Texas in the house, y'all. The Texas do it big. That's what they say. They say you do everything bigger in Texas. So even our audience is going to be bigger today. Thank you, Texas. Yeehaw. All right. Let me see. I'm going to try one more time. All right. There we go. Oh, nope. That's Miss Ayana.
Yes. Hi. I was wondering if you'd like to hear a political joke.
Sure. Would you like to give us a political joke?
Yes. How are politicians like diapers?
How are they full of it?
Because they need to be changed regularly and for the same reason.
Man, if you get off my iPad. Yes!
Oh, see, I did it. It was
It
me. It was
works.
me. You're welcome.
Bye. Goodbye.
You're welcome.
That's
Bye.
all you had to come
Bye.
give some good energy. Melissa, yes. We here. Now, let's see if I can hear you. Because I can't hear you at the moment. Let's see. So it's something is because your phone, your mic is not, and I'm gonna turn it back on. So I sent you an invite to unmute. Let's see if that works. No. Something with your volume. Is it connected to some Bluetooths or maybe disconnect the Bluetooth? You know what? This modern technology stuff is more hassle than it needs to be.
Here.
Stuff is more hassle than it needs to be.
Here, I think I'm live now.
Yes,
Hello,
you are.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see
Okay.
Melissa.
That's not Melissa. That's her
Oh.
assistant.
That's her assistant?
She's on another line trying to get on.
That's her assistant?
She's on another line.
Okay, so Melissa
Can-
Ramirez is with Melissa McDonough.
How do I make mine big? I've never gone live before, so
Oh, we can make it big. Hold on.
okay, make it big and make the screen because Melissa's sitting right next to me.
Okay. Great. All right, the sister.
You can turn me off. Thank
we
you.
could do it. Yep. All right. Miss Melissa, are you there?
I am here.
All right. Are you able to cut this camera on?
How? Where?
Okay, I'm gonna send you the invite for the camera.
Where?
I'm gonna send you the invite for the camera. Is this your first time going live on TikTok?
Without our correct equipment. We didn't realize that we needed that for this week, and it was already checked out. It's actually across town, which for us, that's a minimum hour drive. So it's already being utilized for something else that we had scheduled for today. So we were trying to get multiple systems up and running for this town hall. And this has been interesting because in our Texas weather, we're getting ready to get our first freeze of 28 degrees, which is a big deal here for us. We generally don't keep the lights on when that happens. So there's a lot of prepping going on here in Texas.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know y'all don't like that cold too much. I'm from the DC area. We've been ready for it like last week. So I know y'all is like, it's cold.
Yes.
Ted Cruz is left. So
Oh, well, yeah, Ted Cruz has already left. So
He's already left. I mean,
can't
that is his style. He gets up out of there as soon as it starts to get cold. Well, Melissa, we are running behind, so let's get going with your town hall. So we had a debate on how to pronounce your last name.
Oh, perfect. Well, I will tell you my married name is South Ireland. So it's from County Cork, County Mayo area. So it's McDonough. So I get things done.
McDonough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I said we had a McDowell, McDonough, but it's a McDonough.
McDonough. So yes, it's
McDonough. Okay. All
ma'am.
right. As I read in the bio I gave about you, the little snippet of a bio, it said that your sons was working for the Department of Defense. Are they still there?
They are still there. My
Okay.
oldest son writes the curriculum and teaches cyber warfare across all branches. My youngest son is a contractor that reports to the Pentagon.
Okay. All right. I would have thought. I mean, I needed him to throw Pete in the Potomac River, but that's okay. We're gonna digress from that. So typically we do an opening question, and typically that opening question is, why did you decide to run? But that's not what I'm going to ask you today.
Okay.
My opening question for you is, why do you think it's important to be purple?
Because we need to represent people first. And when you look at people are just people. They're not red. They're not blue. They are just people. So we have to reach everyone where they are, wherever they are in their story, which is why I say we are purple, because it's not a left or right. Right now, actually, it's a top to bottom. And when we're paying attention to that, if you do not have billionaire in your bank account, you're on the bottom. So it is about people. That's why we're purple.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so we like to do a little icebreaker. And my icebreaker for you is, in honor of MLK Day, tell me your favorite Black history moment.
Oh, wow. There's so many.
MLK.
The statue, the monument, first of all, in DC, is a big deal for me. I visit it every time I'm in DC. The steps at the Lincoln Monument where he stood, watching the videos and just reminding myself exactly what was done, what he did for us. Because he was a preacher, he was a doctor, he was somebody's husband, he was somebody's father. He was just a man that did something very incredible for all of us.
Mhm.
And reminding of myself of that every time I go to DC is super important, because his history is his legacy, but that should be our tomorrow. What he did, we should be protecting as a tomorrow. And I don't think we focus on that enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you get to come work here, you could just go over there all the time and see the beautiful Martin Luther King.
I come up and visit about once a quarter, and I go there once a quarter and just take a moment there by the water. Where Stumpy used to be, around the water area. But I just take a minute and reflect what he saw and what his vision was. And that should be our vision again for today and tomorrow. So I love going over there.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the questions. Our first topic is going to be on economic development. Okay. So many parts of Congressional District 38 is growing fast, and the median household income there is around 98,000. What specific steps will you take to attract more good paying jobs and support small businesses in communities like Cypress, Tomball, and Jersey Village?
So I have been a realtor for 30 years in this area, and my niche market is small businesses. So it's bringing the businesses that were from home-based business to owning their own commercial building. So that's the legacy that I helped them build. So I've been doing this for 30 years in this area. I have been building local economy. We have to focus on those small businesses though. Those small business grants that we were able to have several years ago that have gone away were very necessary to get their businesses up and running and be very successful. It's easy to start into these businesses, but it's harder to stay. And so focusing on the longevity being, first of all, those grants for our minority new business owners. Second of all, making sure that we market at every possibility. Even as a candidate, I visit small business locations for our meet and greets. And we make sure that we put things out on social media. We talk about their businesses when we have meet and greets, when we have house parties. So we have a responsibility, not just as community members and people who are helping establish those businesses, but as representatives, making sure that we have longevity and that we have legacy built into those businesses. So we have quite a bit of economic development that's possible. We just need the right people in the right seats on the bus to make it happen. We can make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, housing costs and affordability are big issues across the Houston area. How would you help folks in your district actually afford homes, and especially young folks and first-time buyers, like create the job market, help from Congress? How can you create the job market necessary for young folks of Texas?
Well, let's get rid of the tariff war first, an unapproved war that shouldn't even be in existence. Let's open up that trade market, because right now all we're doing is snuffing that out. Secondly, when you specifically mentioned about homes, I would really like to do more investigation in what we did back in when Carter was president. During that time, we had a similar market. And we brought the 235K program, which is a specific financial program that had a grant backbone to it from the federal government. And that's what really pushed housing for first-time homeowners and our younger residents. We need to do a variation of that, and we can do that. We brought back in 2023 the real estate caucus, because housing wasn't even a focus of Congress. Wasn't even there. So in 2023, now that we have that, we can now caucus some of these programs and start partnering and doing some backboning and some programs like the Acorn program that we had out and so forth. These are amazing programs that will really spend our housing. Now, I will caution you, Cypress is one of the fastest growing areas. So 38 is one of the fastest growing areas of Harris County. We have houses right now that are complete, that are built. They are ready to move into, but nobody can afford nor qualify to move into them. Wow. Yeah.
We got to fix that.
Yeah, you keep hearing on the national level, we just need to build more houses, build more houses. And I'm like, you can build all the houses you want. If people can't afford to buy one, it doesn't matter. You have to build houses affordable to the point where wages come up, price comes down, and then we have a backing on the loan that allows it to bridge together. Again, this is doable with the right people in office to put this forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, the last one I have for this topic, and if you have any questions in the audience, get them ready. Go ahead and put them in the chat or request up, and you can ask Miss Melissa herself. Now, approximately 45% of Harris County is Hispanic. With this administration's crackdown on immigration agenda, how will this impact your economic growth of your district, and what will you do to combat these effects?
It already has impacted, just like we said with housing. Most of our houses are built by our immigrant labor. Well, you don't have that labor there to build. We also don't have them spending money in this area. So that is over a $2 billion income when our immigrants are in the system. They are also contributing to the economy. We've removed that. Then we remove the workers, making everything more expensive and a lot longer to complete these projects. The longer it takes, the more money it's going to cost. And when we have quadrupled in those costs, we're not going to be able to bring them down. So, immigration reform. I have been to the border 5 times over the last 2 years, going from Brownsville to El Paso and speaking to everybody involved, whether it be the sheriff, the realtors in that area, customs, border patrol, etc. The number one thing they kept telling me all the way through was that, Melissa, we need communication. We need to be able to bridge each other, and because we are siloed, all those entities are siloed. So the 400-page bill that we had back a couple of years ago, ready to be put forward in the Senate, that was squashed by, at that point, candidate Trump, was the bill they needed. So it was the start of what they needed to be able to do immigration effectively. We still need immigration law reform, making path to citizenship seamless and a lot less time to complete and cheaper. It is extremely expensive to become a citizen of the United States. And we make people jump through hoops that are just unnecessary. We have done this before. We can do this again. Again, it's going to take the right people in the right spots to make that happen.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your answers on that. My phone like it was trying to go dead, so I had to put my charger on. But so if let's see, look like no questions yet, but maybe this is not their area, and we got more to go with. So our next topic is going to be on healthcare. So like I said, if you have a question for Miss Melissa, get them ready. You can ask me in the comments, or you can come up and onto the panel and ask for yourself. Healthcare. The ACA subsidies have been extended, thankfully. However, a lot of families in your district still think healthcare is just way too expensive, even with insurance.
Yes.
What would you actually push in Congress for lower premiums, co-pays, and prescription drug costs for families in your area and America as a whole?
So I'm so excited you asked that question, because that's literally where I started on the federal government side. So in 2004, again, being an agent and working with small businesses, I realized there were so many business owners that could not have health care. It was just way too affordable, too expensive. So they would have blemishes on their credit from not paying their healthcare bills. This precluded them from being able to purchase a home ever, because that healthcare would stay. It wasn't something that would fall off. It would always stay on your credit bureau. So in 2004, the National Association of Realtors was championing a bill that would allow organizations and associations to be able to have competitive bargaining power.
Mm-hmm.
This allowed small business association to be able to get together and purchase a blanket product, just like major companies used to. Now they had a way of getting individual affordable health care. That initiative was taken over by a young senator that I met with. His name was Senator Obama. And this was the foundation of Marketplace. That was supposed to be just that, a foundation. It was supposed to be the start of something.
Right.
Well, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. And that was a temporary solution that way outlived where it should have been. There should have been much more that can contribute to that. So we have definite ideas of where that was supposed to go. And we need to bring those ideas back to that whiteboard and really put these in play for the American public. The people cannot afford healthcare, point blank. People send me screenshots of their healthcare bills. This is what my premium cost last year. This is what it's going to be this year. And some of these people even belong to corporations that healthcare is so much expensive, even for them, employees. They are not going to be enrolling into even their corporate healthcare. It's too expensive. Prescription drugs. When you have, I have a mom that came to me the other day with her son's inhaler bill. It's $200 a month for her young little boy to have an inhaler. That is ridiculous. That's almost a car payment.
Yeah.
She cannot pay that bill. And that little boy needs that inhaler. We have people who are type 1 diabetes. My son is type 1 diabetes. He has to have that medicine to live. And then we charge them with insurance. This is with insurance prices, $120 a month. And he's military with insurance. That's the cost that we are requiring the American people to pay when places like Argentina that we give money to have free healthcare, free prescriptions. What are we doing? It's about priority. It has nothing to do whether we can afford it or not. It has everything to do with whether we make it a priority or not.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Which leads to the question that was proposed by an audience member. Do you support allowing Medicare to negotiate prescription prices, and how would that help families?
How about we just pay for the prescriptions? No negotiation needed. How about the government take control of making sure that they can pay for those prescriptions? In the meantime, yes, that's the Band-Aid. But here I'm saying there's that temporary solution that ends up being a permanent fix.
Right.
The permanent fix is free healthcare, and that includes prescriptions.
Absolutely. Well, I know one of your focuses is ending unhoused situations for veterans. You have a large number of veterans and military families in your district. What would you do to improve access to VA care and mental health services for veterans who live right there in your district?
We are so blessed to have Camp Hope that was in our Congressional District 38. Camp Hope is a PTSD foundation and is funded through that. They were the first ones that I really got to visit with the veterans and understand how they end up becoming homeless, so that we could figure out what the root cause was. When we found out that you go through this program for minimum 9 months, well, in the meantime, you've lost your home. Most people have lost their families in this. We return them to the streets. Harris County at the time had no what we call VASH money. That is, you have Section 8 funds, but then you have, for veterans, you have what's called VASH funds. There was no VASH funds in Harris County for our veterans. So my team and I went to the Capitol. We went to DC and we pounded those marble halls and knocked on doors and got funding. Now there's $800,000 here for VASH for our veterans. That is just one-off. That's just a one-off. I partnered with an investor who purchased a hotel and turned it into a multifamily. We now were able to put 70% of that project is for VASH. So it's for veterans when they bridge out of the PTSD Foundation, out of Camp Hope. This allows them to bring their counselor with them as they're getting new jobs, as they're starting their life. We were also able to get vans so that we can get them to their VA appointments, and a suite there where the VA could come to them and be on site. This is working out beautifully.
Awesome.
It's a full circle of what we're doing. Now we've molded this cookie cutter. Now we need to cut cookies all over the United States to be able to have this program that is showing tremendous success.
That was awesome. You're already doing the work. That is awesome. So Miss Melissa, I just want to let everybody know this is Miss Melissa McDonough and she was having some technical difficulties on her account. So she has Mr. Ramirez here who decided to help her out. But nonetheless, these are her answers. So she and they are great ones. So I'm really appreciating this. The last subject I'm going to touch on in healthcare, with the strict laws in Texas, women in your community are worried about access to reproductive care, prenatal care, and maternal health services. How would you protect and expand women's health care options for moms and young families across America?
Well, this is really dire in Texas. And if you can picture the state of Texas, how big it is, all the way from the top of Texas, we have Texarkana, all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, there's not a birthing center anymore. Those mommies give birth in the ER. There are 50% less OBGYNs now in Texas. We don't have access. We don't even have access. When I am moving a young family, which I did 2 summers ago, the first question the female asked me, the mom asked me, is we were looking to expand our family. How are we going to get gynecological care? So she called around to over a dozen OBGYNs, and they would not see her as a new patient because she is fertility aged. So she could not get care. She literally had to drive 2.5 hours each way until she could finally get her husband, who was military, to have an access on the base. So that's the only way she got access. So when we say this is an access issue, even if we had gynecological here in the area, it's an access issue. They will not take fertile women. Mm-hmm. What are we going to do about it? You have to change the laws. You have to change the laws. And we have to put services where they reach people, not expecting people to come to services, which means more medical access on buses. I want to move our office out of a building and onto a bus so that it comes to the people. There's this old way of thinking that you go to the doctor. You go to the hospital, you go to the grocery store. Why are those, if we can do DoorDash and bring you food, why can't I bring you a midwife? New Zealand does very good with this. And this is something that's a country we might want to look at and look at some of the positive ways that we can implement what they're doing here in the US. So I think that's where we need to go. We need to look at access coming to people, and how we pay for that is by making it free. And we look at the people who are doing it well and we copy it. Quit trying to make your own thing up. It's already been done. They're doing a good job.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. So that's all I have on healthcare. If you have any questions in the audience, or you can just drop them in the chat, or you can come up and ask Miss Melissa herself. I promise you that's her. I promise you. This is we're gonna do just one quick. I'm gonna round up my questions for public education and schools into one big question. There you are. Oh, look at this beautifulness.
If you wait a few minutes, technology catches up. Can we work on that first?
Yes.
Infrastructure, my friends. Infrastructure.
I love the purple. Oh, yes. It was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. Let's see. Will you continue to support Veterans Community Care Program?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And we need to expand that. Absolutely.
Okay. And they told me multiple questions. I was wondering why the picture. Okay. That's all.
When we look at our veterans, also one of the areas that we don't do well with. Okay, first of all, we don't do well taking care of our children, our elders, or our veterans. I mean, welcome to the United States of America. Those are three areas we fail at. But when we look at our veterans, especially when they're doing separation, we don't do well in bringing them back into the civilian world. We just assume that your job is done, you're all good, now go on with your life. We need to look at more of the job sharing. We need to look more to our unions that have apprenticeship programs to work with our veterans as they're transitioning to make sure that we see this is what you used to do. How can we utilize the tools that you've already been taught into a civilian career that pays a living wage and that you can continue with your family. I also am a bigger proponent about the 10 years that you get health insurance for. What that means is if you have an illness that is from Agent Orange, for example, if you don't have those symptoms within 10 years of your separation, we don't take care of you. I'm sorry, what? On what planet is that okay? That is not okay. That's not okay. So no, some of that needs to go away also. You stood on a wall so I could go have, I don't know, lunch with my child, and I was safe because you gave your time and your life for me. I want to take care of you, and I want to take care of your family. So,
and I think more Americans, we right now everything is under a microscope with this administration. So we have definitely learned about the huge defense budget, right? The defense budget. We've learned so much about it. Now, I guarantee you most Americans would not have a problem with that if we knew that a big chunk of that was going to helping our veterans.
I absolutely.
But it's not.
And if they understood how contracts work, you would be appalled. There is definitely reform that needs to be handled on how we handle our contracts with our contractors for the Department of Defense. So that needs to be looked at. There's so many things. Our education. I mean, we're dissolving the Department of Education. We have now chosen all these wonderful professions are no longer professions anymore because we don't want to guarantee your loan. I caution you on that because most of the professions that they listed, not only predominantly female minority, but they are the first professions that a child would see that would report a child in distress.
Yeah.
Again, we don't do well taking care of our children. Most people don't realize when we talk about entitlements for healthcare, we were talking about healthcare earlier. They misunderstand entitlements means that you're taking something from me and you're giving it to someone else. Children who are on Medicaid is an entitlement. Veteran services is an entitlement. All it means is it's a specific program for that person. It doesn't mean it's taking from you.
Exactly.
We need to be more of understanding of who those programs are for and why we focus to make sure that they are always funded.
Absolutely. Speaking about children, your district includes parts of several big school systems, like Cy-Fair, ISD, Klein ISD, Cy-Fair ISD, and Klein ISD, along with Tomball ISD, right? So
we also have Houston ISD, which makes the news frequently.
Wow. What will you do in Congress to help this district actually get the resources they need so that the class sizes shrink and student support improves and teachers get the entitlements they deserve?
So first of all, I want to separate what the state does from what the federal does when it comes to education.
Correct.
So I'm always I want to educate voters on when it comes to your teacher pay, that's going to come from your state. When it comes to class sizes, that's going to come from your state. So the federal does your special programs. So that's going to be anything past your plus your four cores, but also for your students that have independent programs for them. All of your SNAP, so your food assistance and so forth, your Title Ones, that comes from federal. Now, first thing Congress has to do is fund those, make it a priority to put it into the budget. There's one big budget, but there's 12 appropriation bills. So every month, Congress is passing an appropriation bill based on that budget. So do we have opportunity? Yes. The money wasn't funded in the budget, fund it through the appropriations. So there's still opportunity to do that. So when it comes to our kiddos, making sure that we have, I don't know, pre-K programs that could be specially funded. Daycare, that could be specially funded from federal. Accountability, however, especially when it comes to the state of Texas, is making sure the money that the federal sends is used and appropriated correctly. So that oversight has to be there. You have to be there.
You finished?
Yeah, sorry.
Nope, you're not. So you said that you wanted to first tell us about the difference in the states and the federal. Okay. So you saying and on federal level, we just need to make sure that the funding.
Correct. Let's get the funding there for those special programs that federal can fund. So make sure you get to your state and you get after them for funding those other items, but know what you're fighting for and ask the right person for the money. So, if dad holds the purse strings, but mom's gives you permission, make sure you have that lined up correctly when it comes to federal and state. Don't go to state and go, hey, I want you to hire more teachers. The state, that's not, the federal's not going to be able to handle that.
Right.
But if you say, hey, I want you to do special programs where we bring in students, people getting their teacher education, and I want you to do a grant program. Or one of the things I really wanted to do was bring nurse practitioners to every school so that parents were not leaving work to go get their sick child, to take them to the doctors, to get one prescription, to bring them back with their prescription. I'm like, why can't a nurse practitioner handle that?
Right.
If we have free healthcare, I don't need mom to leave work anymore. I don't need grandma to come get them. You have a nurse there on staff that can prescribe that medication, that can get that to them, get it administered, and get those kids healthy. Healthy kids are healthy learners. Keep our kiddos, it starts with food. Keep our kiddos fed. Keep them health cared. Make sure they have a place to put their head, which means house them. And make sure we continue to educate them appropriately. This whole, what we want to do with education, that starts from the bottom to the top. So parents and community members, get involved in your local schools.
Absolutely. So putting a nurse in the school, that would be a federal level thing. Yes. Okay. A nurse practitioner.
So nurse practitioner, yes.
Yeah.
But remember, we got to go back to, we have to have that degree again as a profession, because that was one of the degrees that was removed, that we're not going to have that degree anymore to be able to have funding for it. So you're not going to be able to have a college loan for that degree because it's no longer available.
Right. It's
No.
all a plan. It's a plan.
So interrupt the plan.
Interrupt the plan, y'all.
Interrupt the plan.
Well, Melissa, this is one of my favorite parts of our town halls we do. It is called Rapid Fire. We do 2 sets of rapid fire. The first set is political. The second set is fun. Okay, or what we call fun. So I'm going to go ahead with the political one first. So this is going to be quick yes or no, or quick one-word answers, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Climate change, a top priority or long-term plan?
Top priority and long-term plan.
That was a trick question.
You have to have both.
Electric vehicles or public transit? Which should we invest in first?
Public transit.
College debt. Forgive it or reform it?
Forgive it.
Forgive it. What about they don't like people coming up? We should forgive it all? Or
Yes. Education is free in other countries. Why are our kiddos having to go to Germany and so forth to get free education when we can do that? Why did we start charging for education in the first place? That's exactly why. So no.
Making too many of me, these smart black girls.
That's
I'm sorry.
exactly it. That's exactly it.
Should there be more SCOTUS seats?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. And term limits.
And term limits. One thing you would change about Congress if you could?
Uniting them. Bringing the checks and balances back to Congress and actually uniting Congress to work for people. This whole division thing and letting everybody do what they want, no. The purse strings, they belong to Congress. And Congress needs to put a spine in it.
Well, I'm more talking about like the structure of it. You know how like they go out on vacations or they still get paid when it's shut down. But no, I was actually watching the hearing today, and like almost all the seats are empty.
Yes.
I don't think why am I watching a hearing and nobody's there?
I attended most of the hearings of what would have been the incumbent. This is an open seat. Then he attended. I took pictures of myself in his hearing meetings because he was never there.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
So yes, there should be a roll call and voters. So first of all, there is no job description for a representative. First and foremost, you literally can be elected, take your oath of office, and never show up again. And there's not a dang thing they can do about it.
Right.
There should be, and the voters control that. So know your votes. Know what your candidate is doing for votes, what's your representative, when they're there, how they're voting, what's in their book. So speak to their policy director and ask them, so in your book, what is your vote for this bill that might be coming up? If they can't answer the question, the representative has no idea what that bill is and has no intention of even being there.
Wow. All right. Well, that's what we're gonna change. You need a roll call. We need a roll call, and you must be there to say present.
Congressmen used to actually on day like freshmen,
Mm-hmm.
they used to share the same bus. They would come in. They had freshman day. I mean, it was a big deal. And it was more about getting to know the other person across the aisle, as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more of figuring out what my state needed that your state also needs, and how can we work together to work for both of them. Now it is, I don't know, I'm sorry, did you bring that bill up? Because I'm not going to vote for it just because you brought it to the floor.
Exactly.
You can get it to the floor with Mike Johnson. I mean, he just puts everybody on recess.
Exactly. One thing you think Americans don't care enough about?
Their vote.
Good answer.
Their vote. Their voice.
Last one. If your campaign had a theme song, who would perform it?
Oh, who would perform it? I was like, what is it? Oh, we got a list. Who would perform it? Our volunteers. They're amazing.
Aww.
We have amazing volunteers. And we even caroled through the holiday. And I would tell you that would just make my heart melt. There's no performer that can make me more excited than our volunteers coming together. I mean, I just love them.
I guess one of your people are in the audience because they said God no.
Because we went caroling and they're like, you do realize I can't sing them. I'm like, just jingle bell louder. It's fine.
Yeah, just give me a hum. Well, someone wants to know what's the song you gonna pick?
What song are we gonna pick? We have a list, believe it or not. We did a at one of our house parties where it said, "Give us a donation and a song that encompasses our campaign." And so we have a complete list of from Purple Rain to the what was it, the one-eyed purple people eater to the, I mean, it was a scream. So ask, okay, everybody out there that's watching, y'all submit songs to us. What do you think our campaign song should be? We're purple, so what should it be?
Well, you already won one of our members a vote. Her name is Sianka. She is a Prince fan, so yes, everything purple is her thing. So yeah, you left. Unfortunately, she don't live in Texas, but you
That's
still
okay.
she would move there to vote for you in your purple.
That's okay. We're American. We're all the same flag. We're all there together, girl. We're all here
Exactly.
together.
All right, so we're going to talk about public safety.
Okay.
Recent surveys show many Harris County voters list crime and safety as top daily life concerns. How will you bring federal resources or partner with local law enforcement to address that in District 38?
One, again, the number one word is access. Is that we have to have conversations in the community with our enforcements so that we can understand the conversation and have meaningful conversation. I get the opportunity to go in Bunker Hill. There was one of my favorite peeps is a police officer there, and his job description is community liaison. His job is to be in the community and talking to people and listening and bringing back those ideas back into house, back to the station. It is unfortunate that we don't have that for everywhere because our police officers need to look like our community. And that way there was a book that I read as a young mother, and it was Listen So Children Will Talk and Talk So Children Will Listen. And one of the key element is to get down on their level, be at their visual level. And that's for a toddler. So as a community, we want to see us in our enforcement so that we can right away have those conversations and make sure they're in an environment on turf that is neutral so we can have those conversations. I think that's where we need to start, and we need to listen and implement what the community needs, not what we think the community needs, but what they tell us they need. Is that streetlights? Is that a community center where our latchkey kids can go to after school? Is it just simply bike lanes? I mean, what exactly is it that makes you feel safer? Is it seeing police? Or is it just, I don't know, mom's having a self-defense class once a month?
Right.
What do they want? What do they see? And let's do it specifically for that community. And federal can help. Again, we have FBI that do those type of classes. We have the DEA that can come out and talk about drug use and talk about how to handle a student that, you think your child is possibly has a friend that's using kind of a thing. What to do about it? Given those resources, we have those resources, but it's access that we don't seem to have. So let's get out the community. Let's make it part of the job description. Let's fund them the time on their time card to do it. And let's implement some of these solutions that the community already knows they want. We just need to listen.
Absolutely. Let's talk about pew-pews.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we know that Texas has been nationwide with multiple school incidents. How do you feel you can strengthen or make a change on those laws, on the weapon laws, once in Congress? Do you think that there can be a change? Is it just the people that got to vote on it, or is this just something America will never agree on?
I don't no, I have great hope. I think it needs to be presented correctly. I live on acreage. I live in farm area of Houston. Okay, so we have those because we have coyotes, we have animals.
Mm-hmm.
What we don't need is an AR. I don't need that for anything. Again, my children are in the Department of Defense and they learned those military strategies when it was issued and trained. We are not trained and they are not issued. So, no, thank you. If you want to do those for a recreational, okay, I understand the infatuation, but that should be a checkout system at a location that does specifically that. And they train and you do your day, kind of like paintballing, and then you go. There's no reason for an 18-year-old on their birthday to be able to go purchase one and all the ammunition they want because there's no limitation. But they can't have a hand one until they're 21. Riddle me that, Batman. No. And all of our kiddos that are out there, I want to, first of all, apologize to you. If you were ever taught active shooter in school, I am so sorry. That is my generation that failed you. We did not protect you the way we should have. And that is my fault. And if you are a voter, 18 and up, and you are a young voter, be ready to have this conversation with a kindergartner one day. Because those kindergartners today, it's going to be your fault if you don't help us make this change.
Yes.
So we all are responsible in this. For the first 6 months of last year, I walked the halls to prevent HR 38, House Resolution Bill 38, which is it's one of those reciprocity bills, to make sure if it was presented on the floor, there would be a no vote. In other words, vote no for this. This would allow Texas law, which is our open carry, no background check, no class, no nothing. And we get to take those weapons to other states and they have to adhere to them. They have to abide to them. No. No is the answer. Has it been presented? No. And what has it taken? A coalition of people going up and saying, hey, you're going to vote no, right? That's the answer. Let me see your book. Let me see where it's in there. That's where you hold your representatives accountable. Please do not be quiet with your vote and do not be quiet with your daily life. If there's something you want to have maintained, you want it to keep, make sure your representative knows that and makes it a priority. If there's something you're wanting to change, make sure your representative knows that too. Hold them accountable for those votes.
Yes. Someone asked, should weapon owners be required to complete safety training, and how could that be done without excessive cost or barriers?
So most states, and I'm going on a limb here, require you to have some sort of training and pass a test to drive a car, right? Maybe you should have the same requirement to have a weapon. And I say weapon because I'm going beyond the pew-pews. I'm going into bows and arrows that also are fatal. So let's go, all weaponry needs to have training with it accessible. Accessible training. I keep saying that because it's not fair to make something a requirement and then not give you access or charging you lots of dollars to be able to have that. Accessible training available to you. But yes, one of the ideas, and I'll go on the limb here, you guys ready? Because I think out of the box. What if, here's a question to you, what if we had you insure your weapons? Just like you insure a car. So if anyone got that weapon and did something with it, it's on you and you have insurance for that. It also kind of helps.
They might not buy so many either.
Kind of help balances that out. So maybe you'll know where your weapons are, because that's the first thing, is making sure they're in a locked where people who shouldn't have them don't have access.
Yep.
Or be responsible for them. So if you had to insure them, you might have to know where they are. And I live ranch property, guys. A lot of those are like, wow. I don't know what grandpa's whatever was
Yeah.
from 60 years ago. I'm like, well, we probably should find it. Just saying.
Right. That would be like you like you said with insurance. There's a deductible if it is used improperly. You are responsible for whatever happens with said weapon that you no longer know what happened to it. You might get off if you called it in stolen.
Right.
Then you wouldn't necessarily be responsible because you did let the authorities know. But this gives like accountability and responsibility to the owner.
Well, there's that word I'm looking for.
Accountability, responsibility.
And
uh,
if your car was stolen, you'd have to do the same thing.
you have to do the same thing,
Same
or
thing.
else it's just going to look like insurance fraud. I'm just saying. Well, if anyone has any more questions about public safety or schools, just put your questions in the chat. And let's see, but having insurance is good, but what if they... Okay, we just answered that, Miss Trish. She said, well, what if they're stolen? So we was already ahead of you, Miss Trish. Oh, hello, Alice.
Hello. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Alice?
I'm doing
This
great.
is a Texas girl here.
So I am a Texas girl. I am one of the OVC members.
Look, wait a minute. This is a Texas girl by way of Louisiana, Venezuela, Argentina, Puerto Rico. Where else you from, ma'am?
Brazil. I've lived in Brazil, Mexico. I've been to a lot of places. So I do not live in 38. I actually live in 22. I am right outside I'm in Sugar Land. But we have very similar communities. I think Cyprus and Sugar Land are very comparable in many ways. So here's my thing. I'm also Venezuelan. The Venezuelan community in Cyprus, in Katy, in Tomball, in your entire area is huge. We are scared. There's a lot of us that are very scared. I have been here for 30 years. I am a citizen, but my fiance is an asylum. What is our community police? Because I do want to say police. How are they protecting us? I know there's not much we can do against ICE. I know that there's not much we can fight back, and fighting back clearly is showing that it's not working. It's not in our favor. But you have thousands of people in your community that are scared. What are your suggestions, or what are your ideas for that, for us to, of course, we're going to be scared for a while now, but what is your ideas to help you protect us?
So validating, first of all, we have been block walking since the end of December. And it's interesting that when I went to the Chronicle interview, that was one of the questions they asked was, what is the number one thing you're hearing when you're engaging with voters on their own property? So basically at their door.
Right.
Your fear is the number one. It was affordability. It was, about getting groceries and so forth. Now they're not leaving their homes to get groceries.
Or to work.
Correct. Children are not going to school.
They're not. I have friends who have pulled their kids from school because of it.
And I, first of all, empathize, because this fear is real.
It is.
My son is in DC, and he's a little Irish guy. The ICE tried to pick him up.
Wow.
And so it's not just, everybody keeps saying, no, if you don't have brown skin, you don't have black skin, it's no problem. No, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's a problem for all of us. So what can we do when we're there? We can roll back that budget. Remember I talked about there's 12 appropriation bills?
Yes.
So just because you've been given the budget doesn't mean that you get the money.
Right.
I can pull that back and say, you know what, you want funds? You will hire the following. First of all, you'll hire people that have a background check. You will train them for the 5 months minimum that is required. There should be they're just giving them what, they're outfitting them and setting them on.
Yep.
I got a phone call last week from a man who was standing there with a 12-year-old little boy who stole a loaf of bread. And I'm like, where are you? Literally 7 miles from where I was at the time. And they're like, I ICE is coming because he doesn't have ID. I'm sorry, what? We're calling ICE because a 12-year-old doesn't have ID. Gifted people, 12-year-olds don't have IDs.
No.
So you're calling ICE? So we called the sheriff department, not the constable. We called the sheriff department.
Right.
Know the difference between the different departments. The sheriff department has juvie.
Right.
Constable does not.
Right.
So I am like, sheriff department, arrest him for theft. Please take him into custody so ICE can't get him.
Right.
Now getting him back to his parents, we were able to, that was actually done very seamlessly. And I have to thank Ed Gonzalez and his group for handling that.
Okay.
But it does not erase your fear. What we can do from now to getting in office, band together, have those phone numbers. We do grocery shopping for some of our Hispanics communities. So they will give us a list and they'll give us the money and we'll do their grocery shopping for them. We have a list of pantries that we know are all in 38 that will help. But for you specifically, Alice, what is the answer right now? I don't know. I mean, we're showing up at protests to let them know that this is not right. We are saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. Guys, I have 3 things that will be done the minute that I get into office. And that is impeach and remove.
Yeah.
Impeach and remove.
Right.
I want to be very clear about that. Accountability, put the systems of checks and balances back into Congress, pull those purse strings. When you have a child, a teenager especially, who's acting up, what do? You pull the electronics, you pull the keys, and they have to ask for lunch money. That's what needs to happen in Congress. Get a spine, pull those purse strings. The administration can ask for lunch money. Until they behave, they can ask for independent lunch money. Again, budget appropriations every month going on. The third thing we have to do is we have to make things more affordable. So if I remove, put checks and balance, and make things affordable, I think we'll be on the path where we can move forward. But in the meantime, Alice, I'm looking to you for the ideas. You live in this community.
Yeah.
You are experiencing that fear. What can I do, even just as a candidate? What can I do to help?
Well, I am going to be in touch with you. I live in a district that is incredibly racist, as I'm sure you know. We've got Troy Nels over here who has had several lawsuits for racial stuff. But I will reach out to you. I would love to get involved. My fiance, he lives in Tomball, like in the corner of Tomball Spring, Woodlands. We call it the trifecta corner, off of 99 and 249. So he's not far from you guys, but I would love to get in touch with you and see how I can help you too, because I have been involved in politics my entire life, but I did the Obama campaign. I worked for both of them. I worked for the DNC for a long time. And it was exciting for me. And I think I stepped away too far away from it. So I would love to get in touch with you. So I will definitely reach out. So just remember, I am part of the OVC team. So I will definitely email you to see what can be done, because I do not like the fear. For instance, my boyfriend, he's an Uber driver and he's scared to go work every day. He wakes up and he's scared, and he's here legally. He's on asylum. So, I will definitely be in touch. Thank you so much for that, Melissa.
Yeah, Alex. Thank you for coming up, Alex. So let's see here. All right. So if anyone else has any questions for Miss Melissa, who just seems like a wealth of knowledge, I do see one right now. You can put your questions in the chat, or you can request up. This question is, what ideas do you have for HOAs?
So HOAs is a state and local. So federal does not get involved with HOAs.
I mean, y'all can make a law that we shouldn't have them.
And then we get into how do you keep when you don't have what is it, when we don't have for property values, when we don't have areas that are specific.
So who should people go to? If they have a problem with the HOAs in their area or what, who should they go to?
So the state of Texas has under the state umbrella, actually has a reporting for housing homeowners associations, and that's where those should go. Go to your local realtor. Even like when I say realtor versus agent, so the National Association of Realtors, so a Texas Association of Realtors, one that has that emblem, knows the way to get into that committee and that area, and to be able to talk about HOAs, because there's some more, like, first of all, who are they and who's managing them? What is the criteria for management? Things like that. That can be worked on, but that is a state level legislation, not a federal level legislation. Not all states have HOAs.
Right. All right. Well, we know Texas do. when my Texas member down there said, I hate them.
Well, also, when you look at your ballot, because that's what we're going to talk about, we're talking about voting. Mm-hmm. The further down the ballot, the closer to your door. So if you are not voting all the way down the ballot, you're not going to get to that HOA, because that's HOA. That's your local, your MUD district, your HOA district. That's your down ballot vote. So make sure your voice is heard.
Someone told us that the other day too, that the closer it is to the bottom of the ballot, the more it affects your life. So vote the whole ballot, guys.
That's a long one. If you're in Harris County, you're going to have 120 spots on the ballot. It's going to take you a minute. So make sure you go to Harris Votes. You'll have a sample ballot. You can complete it and take that paper with you. You cannot take your cell phone in or a tablet, but you can take your paper, and then you can just go one right after the next. It's in order, and you'll be in and out lickety split.
Did y'all hear that? Go prepared. Perfect. I want to again thank everyone for joining us here. We are talking with Miss Melissa McDonough. She says she gets it done. And she is running for District 38 in Texas for U.S. Congress. So just wanted to remind everybody, make sure y'all tapping that screen and y'all hitting those goals up top there. So we're going to go into one more, and then we're going to kind of bring it on in. We did get started late, guys, in case y'all wondering why we still on. We will be going for about another 15 minutes or so. And then we're going to wish Miss Melissa a farewell, which I don't want to. This is so great. Roads, bridges, drainage systems, not to mention the frost happening. How, if you were in Congress tomorrow, where would you focus first to ease traffic and fix the infrastructure of Texas?
So the first thing I would do is fund FEMA. We have defunded the 30 agencies that make up FEMA. So you see FEMA says, oh, I have this budget. It's supported by 30 agencies below it that we have totally defunded. We are requiring each state to have their own emergency fund. So when we talk about doing bridges and water management, that's a big thing for us, is water management and keeping the power on. There's a thought. I always laugh when we talk about, when you mentioned earlier, should we do public transportation or electric vehicles? I'm like, we can't keep the power on. So we need public transportation.
Okay. So, a whole Texas to just be dark. Everybody trying to plug up their cars.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, first of all, we might want to think about joining the national grid. Quit being so independent to the point where you're no longer friendly and you do yourself a disservice. California gets a lot of their power from Mexico. I mean, because of the solar system. So, yeah, we need to do a little better there, but we need to fund those agencies first. Now, those of you in Harris County, as an agent, I've always said, it's not if you will flood, but when will you flood? Mm-hmm. So I'm getting to write my FEMA check out, and it gets written directly to FEMA. And I'm wondering, what is going to happen to my money? Because if FEMA is not going to pay for the next hurricane, or should we get, the next barrel that rolls through, why am I paying them money? If it's going to come from Texas and I am the big blue bad dot in the state of Texas. Why is Texas, Greg Abbott, going to fund to fix my house? He's not going to. So I'm paying money to the federal government, but yet I'm not going to get any of that money back when there is an emergency management. Okay, so that's my first question. My second one, when we talk about infrastructure, is going in order of what makes sense. We have not done the big, large project that we should have done many moons ago. And that was putting in the water system that goes underneath Houston to get water moving, because of our rains. If you don't know how Texas works, in 45 minutes you can go from a blue sky to literally 4 feet of water in your house.
I remember the church flooded, the lake with the Joel Osteen's church. Yes. That had flooded.
It happens. And so having a water system that works is a huge investment, though. When we say huge, we're talking $30 billion. It's a huge investment, but it's one that's going to keep getting more expensive until we just bite the bullet and start putting it in. So from a federal level, yes, federal needs to help sponsor a bond that then gets invested, that then the taxpayers can slowly pay for, so that we can put that bond up. But that's going to take some work, and that's going to take everybody on that ballot that you see. Everyone's going to need to be on board on that ballot in order to make that come to a reality. But we can do it. We have the plans to do it. We can do it.
Absolutely. Someone in the comments said Trump is proposing going nuclear without energy. What's your thoughts on that?
Really? I gotta go. Is that the thought for today or tomorrow?
Right.
No.
He'll come up with something tomorrow, I promise.
Exactly. I'm just in 2 weeks. It's a plan. I'll have one in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a concept of a plan. So the energy corridor is in Congressional District 38. And so when I meet with the people the powers that be through there, thermal is really where they're going. And there's other initiatives that they've been thinking about, which is like, how do we take our oil wells that have what we call flipped? Now they are toxic, and they are literally, we call them zombie wells. How do we take the water out of there, purify it, take care of the desalination, and then make that water usable again? Because water is liquid gold.
Correct.
So how do we utilize that? There are ways of doing that. We've been able to meet with some of the patent holders of those methods, and I'm excited to see those come to fruition in the next 3 years. And I say 3 years. That's how close we are to being able to do something like that. So that's infrastructure that we can put money in today and realize very quickly. It would be nice if we had internet. Do you know that the United States doesn't all have internet?
Right.
I literally this past December was my 1 year mark on having high-speed internet at my own property.
Oh, wow.
And I'm in Houston. So it doesn't exist everywhere yet. So we have quite a bit of infrastructure to do. Public transportation, public housing. There's all kinds of really cool things that we can do if we make it a priority. So if we're not nation building and we're not pissing off our neighbors, we might do something really cool for the American people.
We might. We just might. I'm excited about this 120th class. I promise you. We've talked to a lot of you guys, and if we just get half of y'all in there, we are going to be in a much better place. I promise you that. Okay, so we're about to do the second rapid fire. And like I said, this is a little more fun. Not too no politics pretty much at all. First thing, text or call?
What would you say?
Text or call? Which would you rather do? Text someone or call?
Oh, text or calls. I like both. I like conversation, and I think we miss some of the conversation inflection in a text message than we do in a phone call.
Agreed. Gold or silver?
Well, I'm technically a cheap girl. I'm a 925 girl. So I'm a silver 925 girl even.
Okay, all right, Silver. Would you rather be the smartest or the richest?
Smartest.
I knew you was going to pick that. Would you rather see the future or change the past?
Oh, if I change the past, it does affect the future though. Ooh, change the past.
Okay. Um, what is your favorite thing to barbecue?
In Texas, hello, steak.
Oh, I wouldn't. The steak is not on my. I mean, we can go with brisket. We can go with butts. We can go with ribs. You pick steak.
Girl, we start with steak in Texas.
Well, there you have it, people. Steak. We barbecue and steak. Pecan pie or pralines?
Pecan pie.
I'm gonna say, what you doing with your pecans, huh?
Uh-huh. Pecan pie.
Chili or chili con queso?
That is not a choice. It is both.
You need both.
Both. Put them both on the table at the same time.
At the same time. Tex-Mex or authentic Mexican?
Again, it's both. We're Texas. We're Tejano. We like both.
Okay, all right. What's your favorite margarita recipe?
Unfortunately, I am allergic to citrus, so the one that doesn't have citrus in it.
Well, you don't have a margarita. That's just straight up tequila. Last and most important question. This is for all the marbles.
All the marbles.
Cowboys or Texans?
Ooh. Okay, so you do know who the original Cowboys were, right?
They either way they trash, but go what?
Oh, you're talking football.
I'm talking football.
Like I'm in Texas. I'm talking Cowboys. Like the real Cowboys of Texas.
Yeah, we know who the real Cowboys
versus the Texans that came in and took it away. I mean, hello. Okay, Cowboys are Texans. Hello.
Okay, she going with Texans, y'all. Good answer. You can vote for her now. But yes, that can we let's talk about that for just a hot second.
Okay.
About the revisionist history that's happening in this country right now. Or does this happen in this country historically? But we definitely see it being implemented right now with them just trying to get rid of books and museums and stuff in the museums and adding back the people we shouldn't be celebrating. I mean, what are we doing? How did we get here?
I don't know. I just know what we need to do to go forward, and we can't go back. That's why it's like, if I could rewrite history, I would make it where you couldn't misinterpret it. Somehow we decided that we could read it a different way, that history was like law. It's gray. It's just kind of how you feel about it. It's not. It's what happened, and it was documented. So learn something from it. And instead, we can only look at where we're going forward. And what I've told my constituents is that it's a rough road, and it's not going to be a pretty one. So the best I can do is lay down some crushed concrete to try to soften the blow until we can lay down some asphalt. It's going to be quick. It's going to be dirty. Everybody's going to have their specialty that they're going to have to pull on from. And we're going to have to take all the egos in the room and throw them out the window.
Exactly.
Get stuff done and do it very quick, very dirty. We'll go back and fix and shore things up, but it's going to be a build really fast. But we're going to have to tear apart what is being established in order to seam it back together. And I hate tearing things apart. I'm seriously an opponent for when you task manage. If you pick it up more than twice, you're not workflowing correctly. But this one, we're going to have to pull some things apart to put them back together. But we have the blueprints. Have hope. When I helped put the CFPB together, we know how to do that. Senator Warren is the senator who was not a senator at the time and helped get the CFPB established. So the people who did great things from the get-go, they're around, and we know how we did it. And we know how you tore it down. So now we're going to build it back, and we're going to build it back better where you can't tear it down.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so I got my local issues and constituency focus. My one question for this: your district has grown really fast, and a lot of folks feel like Washington does not pay attention to suburban communities like Cypress, Tomball, and Jersey Village. How would you make sure this district has a strong voice in Congress and isn't just treated like an afterthought?
First, your representative has to be part of the community. So maybe we elect someone who actually lives in 38, contributes tax money to 38, because that's not been what we've had. We've had someone who lived 2 districts away that represented 38. So let's start with you being a taxpayer and a resident first. Second of all, you got to be in the field. Sitting in Washington, D.C. has to happen, yes. But you come back every Thursday night. Where are you on Friday? Why are you not with constituents in the field? Again, putting those office on buses. Make sure that we're out where the community is and where we can have those conversations. That's how those voices will be heard. I am one person out of 800,000. My voice is only one. If there's 100,000 of you that are saying, look, Melissa, this is what we need, this is what we want, it is my job to represent. As a real estate agent, I didn't eat if I didn't represent you properly and you didn't close on your commercial or your residential property. I'm the last one that gets paid. So if I don't get your goals and meet your requirements, I don't eat. And that's the way it should be in Congress. I don't eat. So when I look at a bill, I look at it and decode it. I look at what it helps us with, how it harms us, how much it's going to cost us, and how to mitigate the harm. And then I have to communicate that to you so that you can figure out how to implement that in your daily life. Now, the offices of the district are there to help. And that's the idea. They're there to be in the community 5 days a week. And actually, I would like to move it to Tuesday through Saturday. So once again, you have access to people, not just during your work days. But we need to hear from you. And in order to do that, you got to be in the field. Then we take your needs to Washington and make sure we have those right in front of us when we're helping to make those decisions. And that happens in caucus more than it happens in a hearing.
Yes. Perfect. Melissa, this has been a great conversation. I'm so glad I got to see your smiling purple face. That's how I want you to lead us out. We normally ask, what is one thing you want to leave with the people? But that's the thing I want you to leave with the people. Maybe people came in later, and they did not hear your vision for purple. So if you could just let the audience know, what does that mean to you?
We say it's not a red or a blue problem. Democracy is a purple solution. So come together and let's build a solution.
All right. Let everyone know where they can find you, how they can donate to you, how they can volunteer for you, how they can help get you elected, because I definitely think you deserve to be in that house.
You can visit us at melissaforcongress.com. That's MELISSA FOR Congress.com. You will see all of our socials. Please follow us on social media. Please comment and share. That's how we get your feedback. Volunteer. You literally can make phone calls. We have 10,000 phone calls we're making over the next 2 weeks to ensure that our mail-in ballot voters understand the new USPS rules and restrictions, which is another way chaos is going to happen to suppress voters. So we'd love to have you on there. We do carpool canvassing and we carol while we do it. So yes, we sing and have a good time. There's lots of ways for you to be involved. And if anything, just sharing with me your story. That means the most, because that makes policy. That's about people, is when you can share your story and we can actually implement that into something that helps everyone. So I thank you, melissaforcongress.com, and thank you so much for doing this. This is amazing.
Thank you. Someone mentioned Purpleitis mentioned that there's a block walk.
Yes, there is a We Block Walk every weekend. So we have one on the south side of our district in the morning on Saturday, on the north side in the afternoon Saturday, and on Sunday afternoon, it's going to be a little chilly, but we're going to be out there. We'll be on the south side of our district. So if you go to our website and sign up for a volunteer, we'll be happy to plug you in. We train you what to say. We walk with you. I am with you even. So I block walk when you block walk.
All right. Well, I'm about to put them on the spot. Melissa, Alice, and Trish. I want to see y'all out at that block walk. She said morning, afternoon, and night. So pick a time. All right. I want to thank everyone for coming and hanging out with me and Melissa, the M&Ms up here. I'm Melanie, and this is Melissa, right? So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We have many more town halls to bring to you, many more candidates. I meant to ask you about this. I saw on your Facebook page, you run, girl, run.
Run, sister, run.
Run, sister, run. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. So we are having one of your sisters on tomorrow. Siobhan. Siobhan will be on with us tomorrow. She is running for I believe it's Maryland. Yes, Maryland's 4th district, which is my district. So I will be doing that tomorrow with her. This is my district. She's running for my area. And she will be here tomorrow at 6:00. Following her will be Mr. Michael. And Michael has been in our town halls watching. He said he was studying for the test. So we've been giving him all the answers already. So he will be here tomorrow at 8:00, and he is running for Wisconsin's 6th district. So we will be doing this full steam ahead all month. We even got February booked up, and we book it into March already. So if y'all have not seen your candidate yet, just hold on. They are coming. Again, we thank you, Melissa. We want to also invite you to one of our roundtables. We have them every other Sunday. So if you have time, you will probably receive an email about it. And if you can join us, please do. It's just other candidates like yourself getting together, already putting your heads together, and so that y'all going to go into Congress already on the same page. Like I said, I can't wait for this 120th Congress. It's going to be amazing. So again, thank you all for joining us tonight. Let me remind you all who we are. We are OVC, Our Vote Counts, a nonpartisan movement uniting Americans from all walks of life to empower voters, support candidates of integrity like Melissa, and ensure every voice is heard. Through education, outreach, accountability, and action, we're building a stronger democracy, one informed vote at a time. So join us, because your vote is your power. Thank you all. Y'all have a good night. Bye.